It's when them.
Well. What do we have here?
That looks like a duck.
If
Talks
it,
like
if
a
it,
duck.
if it walks like a duck, it talks like a duck, and it quacks like a duck, it's probably fucking wire. We'll get the show rolling here in a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. We'll give it some time.
Look what the wire drug in.
Look what the number 2 puked up, and look what the wire wrapped down. Just saying. Just saying. Just saying. I do have a serious show plan. I'm gonna get back to rolling with the 10-day live streams, but we're on day 3. I know it's been like 8 days since I did one, but day 3 is day 3. It doesn't change if it happens on day 1 or day 12, right? What matters is I'm here now, and guess what? I ain't going nowhere. Charlie sending love. If you're hearing this right now, like I hope everything's going all right for you and everything. You know what I mean? Like you're my sister.
Big shout out. Your Mother's Day was
Yeah.
wonderful.
I hope you had a great Mother's Day. And well,
I hope you're not mad at me. Us. I really don't. If you're not mad at us for some reason. Just saying.
but we are gonna get rolling here in like 2 more minutes, ladies and gentlemen.
Your names.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Get to Know Stop channel, where we are standing tough on pedophilia, one step, one day, one child at a time. I'm just going to address a couple things real quick. What I got going on anywhere else on YouTube, that stays everywhere else on YouTube, but it doesn't get brought here. This channel, this community, the people who give me their time here, they don't deserve that kind of shit. So therefore, none of that shit will be tolerated on the Get to Know Stop channel. But trust and believe me, if you want to fucking come at me sideways on my Mr. Awesome and Amazing channel, I'll send you the fucking link.
That goes for all trolls.
And remember, I'm giving you a heads up here. I'm a Cancer. The sign of the Cancer is a crab, and we walk sideways our entire fucking life, so it's impossible to come at me sideways. With that being said, that's all I'm going to address about that shit over here on this channel. And it won't be a timeout. It'll be instant ban for life. No redos, no retakes, no rematch, none of that shit. I don't play that game on this channel. Because over here on this channel, this is not just the fucking internet. Okay? Just remember that. With that being said, let me offer up an apology to the ones that come here loyally. When I do these kind of live streams, I do apologize for my extended absence, but I had to get some shit together. I had to coagulate my own defecation and, well, take some time for me minutes. With that being said, welcome back to 10-Day Series. This is Series 3. This is Where Are America's Children Going? This is Day 3. Where are they going? Welcome back to Where Are America's Children Going? On day 1, we begun by tearing away the comfort of numbers. What's up, RC? How you doing, bro? RC is royalty, straight up. I gotta do one thing real quick here. Hell yeah, man. I really have. I've been wondering about you because I lost my other channel that you just barely found. Like, I lost it like 3 or 4 days after you found it, and I haven't been able to get a hold of you since then. So I'm glad you're here, RC. I really am. And I got to do this real quick. Because it's only right. It's only fair. And after all, I do like to be right. Oh, and fair. And fair. I do like to be right and fair, okay? Not fair skinned. We all know I'm fair skinned, okay? But this is something I should have done a long fucking time ago. And well, you'll find out that I don't do things in a timely manner usually. So I apologize for that as well. But RC, my friend, I think you've earned this managing moderator spot on this channel, RC.
Thank you.
So with that being said, everybody welcome Get to Know Stop's newest managing moderator over here on this channel, RC. This man is a legend. He has words beyond. He's just very intelligent and he's an honest motherfucking person. And I got you, bro. So now that you came in here and successfully derailed me there, RC. Yes, this is an open panel. You know how I run things over here. Everybody should know how I run things over here. But with these ones, I try to stay on topic for the most point, and I'm gonna get back to it. So on day 1, we began by tearing away the comfort of numbers. We said that this country needs burned into its conscience. The number is not the story. Because people hear statistics and lose the child. They hear totals and forget the bedroom. They hear annual figures and never stop long enough to imagine the panic, the silence, the empty bed, the phone that does not ring again. The second a family realizes normal life has just been split in half. That was day 1. No, you're good, RC. I was just busting balls, bro. Then on day 2, we pressed harder into the meaning of the word itself. Miss Coffee? Missing does not mean forgotten. We talked about how this country risks going numb, how people hear the word missing so often that they stop trembling when they hear it, how stories go quiet while the child is still gone, how public attention drifts while families are still in hell, how a child can disappear from safety and then disappear again from public urgency. That was day 2. But today, we go into the darkest part yet. Because once you stop hiding behind a number, and once you stop flattening the word missing into something familiar, then one question rises up like a scream and refuses to leave the room. Where are they going? 4 simple words, one huge question. Where are they going? When children vanish, where do the roads lead? What waits in the dark? What kind of world opens underneath them once they are outside protection? CFM's Queen, how are you, sweetheart? You've been the topic of many conversations of my wife and mine over these last couple of weeks, just to let you know. When children vanish, where do the roads lead? What awaits in the dark? What kind of world opens underneath them once they are outside the protection? Who is watching? Who is waiting? Who already knew how to find the child before anyone else even realized the child was gone? That's today. Today's not soft. Today is about the ugly possibilities people do not want to imagine, because imagining them honestly would destroy the luxury of their indifference in fucking life. Because children do not just go somewhere. They go into conditions, into vulnerability, into vulnerability, into pipelines, in danger. They go into the hand of whoever gets to them first. And that should terrify every adult hearing that right fucking now. They go into the hands of whoever gets to them first. And that should terrify every adult hearing this. Because today, it's not only about absence. Today is about what rushes in to fill it. Where are they going? That is the question. Not the polite version, not the watered down version, not the version dressed up in soft language so people survive hearing it without feeling too much. I'm talking about the real question. When a child goes missing in America, where are they going? Because they are going somewhere. A child does not vanish into poetry. A child does not vanish into a statistic. A child does not vanish into a concept. A child vanishes into reality. And reality is where the terror lives. So where are they going? Are they going into the streets, into cars, into motel rooms, trap houses, into online arguments that turn physical, into the hands of traffickers, into the hands of friends who were never really friends at all? Are they going into the reach of predators who knew exactly what kind of child was easy to lure? Into chaos, into hunger, into fear, into exploitation, or into somebody else's control? That is what people do not want to think about. Because once you ask that question honestly, you realize missing is not the same harmless blank space. It is not a pause. It is not a neutral gap. It is not just uncertainty floating in the fucking air. It is a child out there in a world that knows exactly how to use vulnerability and use it very well. But you know what? Vulnerability is expensive. Children pay for it and pay for it with their bodies, with their trust, with their innocence. Children pay for it with their nervous systems and with the damage that can outlive the moment by decades and usually end up paying for it for the rest of their lives. So I ask you again, where are they going? Some are running from something. Yes, we can agree on that. And that matters. And the country had better be adult enough to say it. Unfortunately, not too many are. Because a child does not usually run for no reason. The child may run from violence, from neglect, from chaos, from abuse, from homes that never felt like home, from foster instability, from fear. A child may run from control, from loneliness so deep that danger dressed like freedom starts to look like a fucking rescue. That is part of the horror. Sometimes the child is not only running into danger, they are running from it too. Does that make sense? Sometimes the child is not only running into danger, they are running from it too. And when that happens, America likes to act confused. But confusion is often just cowardness wearing glasses. Because if we ask harder questions about what children are running from, we would have to look at homes, systems, institutions, and failures we would rather leave unexamined. So, yeah. So, you know what I say? I say, let's examine them. A child who runs may be running with a wound already open. Most of them probably are. A child who runs may already be carrying so much trauma. This is the only thing they feel like is going to help them. A child who runs may already feel unseen, unheard, unprotected, and emotionally starving. And a child in that condition is exactly the kind of child predators know how to spot. That is what this country keeps missing. Predators do not only hunt at random, they hunt vulnerability. They watch for kids who feel alone. They watch for the child who wants to be seen, the child who wants out, the child who wants affection, the child who wants to escape, the child who thinks the stranger understands them better than the adults in their life do. And that's sad.
Why they do it?
But predators are good at what they do. And that is where the pipeline starts. Not always with force first. Sometimes it's with listening, attention, gifts, with promises. Sometimes with the oldest lie evil ever told. Can you guess what that is? I can give you what nobody else will. And a child who is hurting is easier to sell that line to.
It's the least you can do for me by right?
I mean, for real.
That's how they do it.
So again, I ask you, where are they going? Sometimes they are going towards the very thing that knows how to weaponize their pain. And that's the nightmare. Not every missing child is walking blindly into random danger. We can be honest and say that. Some are being drawn, being pulled, being targeted, conditioned, watched, prepared for, groomed long before the public ever hears the word missing. That is what should make the room go cold, and it don't. Because by the time some children are missing, somebody else may already know exactly where they are.
Because of abuse, they end up getting picked up by the wrong person and end up getting murdered. It's horrible. Never seen again. Sad, huh?
It is.
Sad.
and trafficked and
Oh yeah. And I'm going to read that last statement again. Because by the time some children are already missing, somebody else may already know exactly where they are. Or exactly where they meant for them to go. I want you to sit with that for a minute.
Get abused in foster home that they go to. And they want to get away from that. And next thing you know, they're running away and the wrong person sees their
Yeah.
vulnerabilities and
Yeah.
it's sad.
And while families panic, somebody may already be steps ahead. While police get the report, somebody may already have built the route. While the public shares the picture, somebody may already be profiting off the fact that the child was vulnerable enough to slip through the cracks. Ladies and gentlemen, that's not paranoia. That is the kind of world children are being forced to survive in. And if adults cannot bear to say that out loud, then adults are not ready for the truth. So are you ready to be adults? And I ask you again, where the fuck are they going? Some are going where children should never go. Some are going into adult apathies, into criminal networks, into sexual exploitation, into labor exploitation, into survival situations that turn into control situations, into rooms where nobody calls them by their real name, into spaces where their fear is managed, their identity is stripped, and their humanity is treated like basic inventory. Yeah. And that is what people need to understand. Yeah. The worst part is what the unknown may contain. And too many people want the unknown to stay abstract because abstraction is easier on the nerves. I say, fuck your nerves. But children are not being swallowed by abstraction. They are being swallowed by realities. Real men, real women, real predators, real traffickers, real exploiters, real adults who know exactly how to take a missing child and turn them into something and turn them into something usable. And you know what? That should disgust the whole fucking country. And yet, too many people of the country still wants to treat this like a tragic side issue. Nah, no. This is a central issue. Yep. Because if children can disappear into danger that easily, then what exactly are we calling a functioning society? Again, where are they going? Well, sometimes they're going to people who found than faster than the people trying to save them. That sentence alone should hit like a fucking car wreck. Because the world is full of adults who know how to read desperation faster than decent people know how to interrupt it. Who know how to spot the runaway first, who know how to read the lonely child first, who know how to turn hunger into leverage, fear into silence, confusion into compliance, and attention into a trap. Predators are not always chaotic. A lot of them are patient. A lot of them are observant. A lot of them know how to look harmless at first. And a lot of them know how to become relief before they become the ruin. That is what makes this so fucking evil. The child may think they have found help. They may think they have found someone kind, found someone who understands. They may think they found someone better than what they left. But what they may have actually found, and more realistically found, is someone who knows how to turn need into captivity. And once that happens, the child is not just missing. The child is being consumed. That is why this question has to press so fucking hard today. Because people hear, where are they going? And sometimes they think destination. I want them to think process. Pipeline. Machinery. A child goes missing, but the danger may already know what to do next. Move them, hide them, rename them, control them, threaten them, hook them, use them, keep them unstable, dependent, keep them scared, keep them convinced they cannot go back, cannot be helped, cannot be clean again, and cannot be believed again. And once that damage is set, it's almost impossible to stand up from. That is how some children do not just disappear. They get absorbed. And that word is an ugly motherfucker, but it fits. Absorbed into criminal intention, absorbed into systems of exploitation, absorbed into the appetite of people who know exactly what a vulnerable child is worth. So let's stop acting like missing is a complete sentence, because it isn't. Missing from where? Missing from what? Missing toward who? Missing because what failures? Missing after what warning signs? Missing through what cracks? Missing into what adult worlds that should have been locked away from them. That is the fuller truth. And here is something else this country needs to fucking hear. Most of the time, the child does not come back. But what came for them while they were gone does not always leave when they return. That matters too. Because when we ask where are they going, we are not only asking geography, we are asking consequence. A child may return home carrying things no child should have ever had to meet. Fear, sexual trauma, trafficking trauma, threats, shame, addiction, hypervigilance, dissociation, a changed understanding of adults, a changed understanding of safety, a changed understanding of themselves. So even when they are found, what they were lost into may still be living in them. That is why this cannot be treated like a temporary disappearance problem. This is an aftermath problem as well. A soul problem, a life problem, a national fucking failure problem. Because every missing child who enters danger and returns altered is proof that what waited out there was not just absence. It was fucking violence. Maybe visible, maybe psychological, maybe sexual, maybe coercive, maybe layered and hard to name. But violence is violence all the same. So I ask again, where are they going? They are going where children go when adults fail to protect them in time. That's the blunt fucking truth. They are going into the reach of whoever is faster, hungrier, more manipulative, more intentional, or maybe more prepared than the system's meant to keep them safe. And you know what? That should make every human being fucking furious. Because no decent country should be this easy for predators to operate in. No decent society should be producing this much vulnerability and then acting shocked when evil knows how to fucking harvest it. Yeah, I said harvest. That is the word nobody wants. But say it anyway, I dare you. I'll wait. Say it. Predators harvest instability, harvest neglect, harvest isolation, hunger, confusion, harvest kids who already feel unseen, harvest kids who think running is relief, harvest kids who think the internet is friendship, harvest kids who believe one kind adult voice on the other side of a screen must be safer than the pain waiting in real life, in the next room. That is what the missing child crisis touches. Not random chaos alone. Targeted fucking opportunity. And if we are too cowardly to say that, then we are too cowardly to solve anything. Again, I ask you, where are they going? Sometimes in the arms of people who know exactly how to make themselves look like rescue. Sometimes into cities, into cars, sometimes into motel circuits, sometimes into the invisible roots of trafficking and exploitation, sometimes into online, offline handoffs adults are too slow to catch, sometimes into circles where the predator hands a child to another. That is why this question should not just haunt America, it should indict America. Because if children can be moved like this, lured like this, and swallowed like this, then the crisis is not only that children are missing, the crisis is that too many forces already know what to fucking do with them once they are. That should make every adult in this country and the next sick with urgency. And let me push a little fucking harder. If you hear all of this and your main instinct is still to protect your comfort, fuck you. Then you are part of the environment this thrives in. If your instinct is to say, well, not every case is that, you are already reaching for the softer fucking story. If your instinct is to calm the room down before the truth has had time to fully stand up, you are helping the lie. If your instinct is to worry more about tone than about children being absorbed into danger, then your priorities are already upside fucking down. Because today is not about claiming every child's path is identical, because they're not. It is about forcing the people in the world to admit that the unknown is not beginning. The unknown is cowarded. Cowarded with risk, crowded with manipulation, crowded with exploitation, crowded with adults who know exactly how to profit off of a missing child's fear, hunger, confusion, or desire to escape. This is the real terror for the question, where are they going, ladies and gentlemen? Too often, somewhere worse than the public wants to imagine. And that is why this subject must stay hot. Because the minute people cool this down, children pay the price. The minute people reduce this to a vague social issue, children pay the price. The minute people stop asking hard fucking questions about where the roads lead once a child disappears, guess what? Children pay the price. The minute people call this dramatic instead of urgent, guess what? Children pay the price. And children have paid enough. So today, I want this truth driven clear through the fucking wall. A missing child is not just lost from view. A missing child may be entering a pipeline. A missing child may be entering somebody's plan. A missing child may be entering a system of use, coercion, or control. A missing child may be going exactly where predators know vulnerable children can be pushed, shaped, broken, and used. That should destroy every last nth ounce of casualness left in this conversation. Because now the question is no longer gentle. Now the question is not, where are they? Now it is, who gets them first? Who gets them first? What gets them first? What kind of America are we living in that so many children can be swallowed by danger before protection reaches them? That is day 3. That's the hammer. So today, leave with this in your chest, please. When a child goes missing, they do not vanish into nothing. They vanish into a world full of roads, a world full of adults, a world full of appetites, a world full of predators who know how to turn vulnerability into opportunity. A world full of systems too fucking weak, too fucking late, or too fucking fractured to reach every child before danger does. That is what makes this question so brutal. Where are they going? Too often, somewhere, children should never have to see. And tomorrow, we take that step, ladies and gentlemen. Because once we ask, where are they going? We have to ask, what is waiting at the end of the road? Tomorrow, we go deeper into the machinery itself. Tomorrow, we ask, the pipeline of exploitation. How does a child move from vulnerable to targeted? How does missing become grooming, trafficking, coercion, and use? How do children get pulled through systems of exploitation while the country keeps pretending these are isolated tragedies instead of part of a larger sickness? Yeah, that's tomorrow. That is where That is where we're going tomorrow. And trust me, it's going to hit like a fucking punch to the face with a rock hammer. Why? Because that's how I like to bring it. I'm so sick of people dumbing shit down because of comfortability. You think that child's comfortable going through what the fuck they're going through? I don't care what the fuck you got going on. You think it makes me for 1 second feel bad for you that you feel uncomfortable about adults talking about shit about children that children should never have to fucking endure because of words? Because you're too fucking cowardly to stand up and do something about it? Because it might interfere with your comfort zone. Get the fuck out of here. And tonight, we force the country to stare into the dark and ask the question it has avoided for far too long. When children disappear, where do the roads take them? Oh, no, you're good, man. You're good, man. So let me drop this again in here real quick. You're good, babe. Miss Gossy, would you like to add anything to this one?
Yes. They sit patiently and calculate it. The grooming is where it starts. And they know if they can start. Yeah. I'm sorry, Sugar, what'd you say?
No, you're good. You're good.
Oh, I just didn't hear what she said. It starts with grooming. It starts with grooming, and then
Actually,
it
it don't. It don't. It starts far before. It starts way before grooming. It starts with accessibility. It starts with if a predator has no access to your child cannot be groomed by them.
Well, where mine was my father, and he, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I guess
Accessibility.
Mm-hmm.
He had the perfect access to his target to groom his target and mold his target to how he wanted it to be. It's access. The first fucking wall that goes down that gets to is accessibility.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you got to remember, these parasites, they're patient. They're probably the most patient people on the planet.
Patient and calculated. I would say patient and calculated.
Oh yeah.
And
Because let's admit it. We don't just hand. Well, most of us don't just hand access to our children over to strangers. That's something that's got to be worked into. A certain level of trust has got to be built between adults, usually, to start with. It's a cold, calculated system.
That science inside it.
Exactly, and the only way to do that is by accessibility. Tell me I'm lying. And I don't even specialize in missing children. Yeah.
Yeah.
RC, will you come up here, my friend, my brother? I'd love to hear your voice for a minute. I would love to hear your personal insight into this one, RC. What'd you say, babe? Huh? Oh. Yeah. Like, so my wife was basically her and her mom for the first bit of their life, of my wife's life. And then some guy comes into the picture and mom falls in love, sweeps mom off feet. And for years, this motherfucker and my wife's mom tried getting my wife to call him dad. And it never felt right to her. And the minute my wife broke down and started calling him dad, he started fucking abusing her.
mine was my biological, and I guess my mother should have seen the sign because he married my mother when when she was like 18, 19, young,
My mom would think,
and then,
My wife's mom, my wife's
uh,
mom would make my wife put her lingerie on and model it for her
oh
stepdad.
no, oh hell no, hell no. See, my stepfather, he wasn't. He was physically abusive and mentally abusive. My biological father is the one that. So I mean, it's the same. It is, but it isn't. But it's still abuse.
right?
I went from
Yeah,
my biological father that did what he did to me from an infant until 7 years old, and he groomed not only. I mean, he groomed my brother. My brother doesn't have to this day doesn't have children and doesn't want anything to do with children because of what happened to him as a baby because he's 2 years
Yeah.
younger than, and so he doesn't. And the only child that he even likes to be around or anything is my youngest. He's not. He doesn't know. He's like, don't. If he's in that, if my brother's like gets to the point where no, you can't hug me because he doesn't. He won't let He wouldn't let my older son hug him. He wouldn't let him. None of that. But my youngest can go up if like he gets him something. My brother spoils him. He'll go up and try and give him a hug, but if he doesn't, if he's like, no, I can't do it right now. He'll go, it's okay, and he'll like rub his head
Mhm.
because it affects the brain.
yeah.
It affects the brain. I mean,
So CFM's
I
queen. So CFM's queen says, "What was that? Was I think she meant to say? I think she meant to say that. So that was the same with my stepmother, except probably different kind of abuse. But she let me love her and trust her, and I let her get close to me. And then when her and my dad got married, that was it.
CFM's queen. Good to see you here.
it's messed up. It's like our parents or family members are the ones that are supposed to protect us, but we can't even trust our own family members. So how can we trust anybody else? Because see, when I was a teenager, and my stepfather was physically abusing me. I tried to run away. I ran, and the cops brought me back. And to me, it was like a slap on the wrist. Don't do that again.
For any child to want to run away from home, there has to be a problem at home.
Like for other people to see. Like
CFM's queen says hug sugar glider. CFM queen says hugs sugar glider, honey.
Hugs, sugar glider.
So this is how this is going to continue. I'm not sure how long I'm going to roll with doing these. It's going to be for the next while for sure. But I'm just saying, like, yeah. If anybody thinks for 1 second that these are gonna get less and less harder punches to the fucking gut, you don't know me at all.
yes, there's times it's gonna be really uncomfortable probably.
Oh, there will be times that it's gonna make everybody at some point in time in this community uncomfortable to hear what I have to say. And you know what? It is what it is.
So glad everybody's here though. I'm glad you all are amazing. It's awesome. Thank you for your support. Same.
Yeah. RC, will you please grab this link and come up here? Quit fucking teasing me, bro. I really want to. Really want to hear your verbal. I really want to hear your feedback on this, RC.
It's supposed to be uncomfortable. The truth is uncomfortable. And it shouldn't be hidden behind lies or hidden to be secret. That's what I was told my whole life. Anytime I mentioned what happened to me by my biological father, don't talk about it. And then
Embarrass the family,
my mom
that
says,
image. Fuck your
my
family
mom,
image.
my mom now tells me it was my fault. I did it to myself.
The day the detectives showed up to arrest my wife's stepdad, what had happened was 5 of my wife's friends went and told on him for doing it, because it wasn't just doing it to my wife. He was messing with her friends and shit. Her best friend, whom she ended up losing over the shit, literally did the right thing and said something. When they came to arrest her or arrest him, my wife answered the door, and
My
they
heart sank.
explained. They explained. You tell him, babe.
My heart sank. See them, I knew they were there for that reason, and I was like, oh shoot, this is the moment, you know. My stepdad wasn't happened to be at the store at the time when they came over, and so they waited for him. As soon as he got there, they started questioning him, and he admitted to it.
He admitted to it.
On tape, they got him recorded saying it, and then they took him to jail, and they took me and interviewed me. And
What did your when I want to kind of focus on what your mom's reaction.
she looked at me and she said, "How can you do this to me? How could you do this?"
How could you? Her mom literally said to a 15-year-old girl who
You just fucked my life.
I hope you know you just fucked my life up. How could you do this to me?
And that's wrong.
Not how could he have done this to you? But how could you, my daughter,
Or, oh my God, what
do
did
this
he
to
do to you? You know, or nothing like that. She's like, how dare you? How could you do this to me? I was like, what?
And you know what, Angela? You're so right. You're so right.
Yes.
It's disgusting how many women and men will protect their boyfriend,
And
husband,
stuck
wife,
by
or
his side.
girlfriend
She
over
stuck
their
by his
children.
side to move out of the house.
My wife had to move out of the house. She sat by her mom sat by him in court. The day he walked out of court a free fucking man, my wife's mom walked out holding his hand.
My grandma was the only one there for me that believed me or any of that. She's the only one there for me. My mom disowned me and everything.
Thank you, Sharbati. Sharbati says, so sorry, sugar ladder.
Oh, thank you.
Hugs, sugar.
It's made me who I am though, right today, you know what I mean?
Adrian, what's up, my friend?
And my mom was sick. I understand a lot more than I did before. Like here recently, I've realized that she didn't really have the greatest childhood either, and a lot of the same stuff happened to her growing up and stuff. And I'm not saying that condones it or that excuses it,
But it still
by any
builds
means,
compassion.
but yeah, like sometimes it's handed down from generations like that.
Most of us never get. No, most of us don't get to make that choice.
Exactly. I mean, I broke the cycle. I had three kids. Anyway, and I wanted to make sure that nothing would happen to any of my children.
Yeah,
That was my main goal. And my youngest knows nothing. I mean, I now that he's gotten older, I always tell him, you can't, you know, you have to. Nobody should be touching, this and this, and you should be
Yeah.
doing that. You know what I'm saying? I tell him those, but I don't get into I don't think he's 8. I don't think he's old enough to deal with.
You don't have to tell your 8-year-old child.
we just do age appropriate.
You don't have to call it a penis. We called them no squares. We called them no
Kids
squares.
are very smart. You don't really need to.
Kids aren't
explain it to 'em like
stupid.
that. They know.
Yeah, he
And-
calls it
You know what I mean?
Winky, so I'm like, nobody touches that or your butt. I mean,
And when
he won't even
and
go
I
outside
can't
without-
I can't stress this enough.
And like not a teacher.
No,
I
not
think you need to put details in there because this day and age, teachers are doing it, doctors are doing it, judges are doing it.
once your child
You know?
can wipe their own ass, that's when you tell them nobody, not even mommy or daddy, gets to touch you in these areas. Fucking period.
Yeah, like
Exactly.
How many teachers are doing it this day?
Oh my God.
Disgusting.
I gotta read this one out here. Yeah.
Exactly.
I think,
Teachers, principals, there's
yeah,
aides.
But wait a
doing it.
minute. Wait a minute. What do you
exactly.
what do you think led to that? It's called teaching sex education in a classroom. Are you fucking kidding me? Come on.
Not just that, but they became relaxed on
Yeah.
what a teacher is allowed,
Yeah.
boundaries they're allowed to
Yeah.
cross.
Boundaries
when
have
it comes
been
to like helping
Yeah.
kids outside of school, that's a no. You know what I mean? It should always be that way, but they became laxed on it, and I think that's how it's gotten so bad.
So CFM's Queen says this. Oh my God, Sugar Glider. That's what my family said to me as I was on the way to the hospital
Mhm.
after our so-called friend of the family raped me.
So sorry that happened to you.
You know, I got to confront my abuser one time, and I'm glad it was over the phone because I probably wouldn't be here if it wouldn't have been. But I got to confront my abuser one time, and it took about 45 minutes of me screaming and yelling at him to finally get him to admit that he did something to me. You know what he said to me? He said, Aaron, mind you, this started the summer I turned 5 and ended the summer I turned 12. Okay. He said, Aaron, I never did anything to you that you didn't want me to do.
Oh. What do you want?
I don't know what 5-year-old kid is asking an adult to stick their penis in their mouth. But hey,
But that's how sick they are. They say shit like that, because
Exactly.
they don't think it's wrong. They think it's okay to do that shit.
but the cruel fucking fucked up reality of it is that works for me.
Right.
Just him taking that much, admitting he did something to me was all I needed.
See, and he didn't only just admit it on tape. Didn't just get him on tape. He admitted it in a letter. He wrote it in a letter that he wrote to my mom that I found. And I read the letter, and it said inside there he admitted it too. And so my grandma went and got a copy of it, the letter, and took it down to the detectives and showed them. And he still ended up getting off on all the stuff charges.
My wife,
There was no hospital records, and
I'm just getting to that.
No.
My wife and all 5 of her friends that had sworn testimony in court walked out a free fucking man because none of them had any physical evidence. Because none of them kept some of their dirty underwear with semen in it, or
it wasn't enough that he admitted it or any.
it wasn't enough that he fucking admitted it to convict him. So remember,
I literally wanted to end it that day. Like literally, I thought there's no hope after that. Like if they're gonna let him go, I mean, what else is there? What other hope is there? That's how I felt. Nobody believed me except for my grandma. It was horrible time in my life. I'm just saying it. It was pretty bad.
CFM's Queen says, my whole family turned their backs on me and believed the so-called friend of the family that raped me over and over. And then the guy went on to rape at least 2 more underage girls after that. Finally, he got put in jail because those other girls that he raped, their family supported them and went to court. Shar says he got out of jail on good behavior, didn't serve his entire time, and then was allowed to move back home anyway.
So sorry you ladies went through that. That's so horrible. I can relate.
Angela, you're so right. Angela says once they can wash those areas properly by themselves, there's no reason for anyone to touch them there unless there's a medical issue. And if there is, you better be hovering over that motherfucking doctor like a fucking helicopter mother or a father, because you can't even trust doctors anymore.
I don't trust any
Right.
doctors. Yep.
I have a half brother and sister by the dude.
Yeah. And then the twist the dagger in there just as much. My wife has a half brother and sister by this man and her mom.
And they won't have nothing to do with me.
And they won't have nothing to do with my wife
They don't.
because of this shit with the dad.
Well, I'll
My
I'm
wife
your
had
sister.
That's
You're
really
your,
hard.
I'll be
my
your
wife
sister.
had everybody in her
And he
life.
took all of them in when they didn't have nowhere to live and stuff. I like to help them out when they were younger, you know, like in their lives or whatever, when they were homeless or needed this or that. I was always there for them. But yet they straight up didn't, yeah, just disown me. Pretty much don't want nothing to do with me or my kids or any of that because that's was their dad, you know. So they wanted to leave him and take his side, I guess. And that one's really hard for me to take in. I don't think I'll ever accept it, you know. It's really hard for me to get through that.
Yeah.
I mean,
It really is hard.
would it be hard for me to admit my dad was a child molester? Yeah. It would probably fucking be hard for any fucking child to admit that their parent is a fucking child molester.
And the thing about it is, like,
But
he would buy alcohol for them and their friends, or for their friends and stuff. And then he would start acting that way towards their female friends, and it made them uncomfortable. They hated it or whatever, and they still wouldn't believe me. They just still didn't believe me about it that it happened. I'm like, he's doing this stuff to your friends, but yeah, you don't believe me that he did it to me. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And we'll never understand that. I really will never understand.
Charbaddy says, I remember being told it wasn't like I was killed. Yes, I was. That little girl died a long time ago. Like my innocence, I say it all the time. I'm sure every one of you in here today, right now, has heard me say this before. My innocence was murdered from me before I even knew what fucking innocence was. I have never known life with innocence in it.
Exactly. I
Then
agree.
when he heard I had a daughter,
Oh my God.
remember that?
Oh my God. So this motherfucker cares that my wife just gave birth to our daughter.
And this was after he got out of prison from raping.
Oh, I was gonna bring that up. So about 3-4 years after he walks out of the courtroom with from beating the charges my wife and her friends pressed on him, he rapes a 13-year-old girl and almost fucking killed her. And her family got to him in the small jail that he was in before he went to Boise or prison. But you know how much time he got?
He did like 3.5 years is all he did. Yeah.
He did 3.5 years of a 7-year sentence after raping a 13-year-old girl.
And had to register.
And had to register as a sex offender.
And then he hears I had a daughter. And he's like,
yeah.
oh, I bet she's a doll. I bet she's a doll.
Oh, I bet she's just so beautiful. I fucking snatched the phone from my wife. I snatched the phone from my wife. I said, listen here, bro. I better never even get a fucking inkling that you think about my fucking daughter. For 1 second, if you think that I don't know what the fuck you did to my wife, you got me way fucking twisted, homeboy. You think I'm afraid of you, bud? I've ate motherfuckers like you up my whole fucking life. My wife, the day we heard this motherfucker died was the first time in mine and my wife's relationship that I actually seen my wife fully fucking relaxed. And you tell me that doesn't kill a human being their whole entire fucking life.
Now, if I could just get my brother and sister to talk to me or you know what I mean? Let me explain my side or whatever.
Yeah. At least let me explain.
Be good to go.
And they won't. What's up, Wanda? Wanda, I'm dead serious about the fucking about the Father's Day. I'm not gonna let you forget it. I want you to tell me what restaurant you want to fucking go to.
Hi, Wanda.
About how much it's gonna cost for the meal you want to fucking eat, and I'm sending you to a Father's Day dinner on Father's Day that you're gonna have, and we're gonna live stream it together, and we're gonna share Father's Day with you because it's not like you're your husband's father.
And he can hear you having a good time on GTK's channel.
I'm dead serious. If you need an Uber to the restaurant you want to go to, I will make sure the fucking Uber picks you up, drops you off. I'll make sure your Uber stays right there in the parking lot to take you back home. I don't give no fucks.
Because you've always been one of the biggest supporters since GTK's had his channel. That's why.
And I mean that shit.
You're here every single live stream. Like, yes, absolutely, huh?
Absolutely. I mean, I don't care how much the dinner's gonna, but the only rule is you can't take your husband with you. He didn't take you out to dinner for Mother's Day because you're not his mother. Well, guess what? G2K's not taking him out for Father's Day because he's not my father.
Crazy. Who says that? Who does that?
Asshole. CFM's Queen says, I felt the same way, Sugar Glider. The night that it happened to me, I literally scrubbed my skin raw and I wasn't going to tell anybody. And then I got blacked out drunk on a beach and drowned myself. My friends brought me back and I was and in between puking and blocking out, that's when my aunt and my sister were slapping me saying that to me on the way to the hospital. But now I had no physical proof on me. So none of them believed me because of that. Until after it happened to two other underage girls. It upsets me so much.
Horrible. It took more victims
Yeah.
for them to do something about it. It's really is horrible.
It-
And I'm sorry you went through that.
Yeah, it upsets me so much that they didn't have my back because those other little girls may not have been hurt like that.
So sorry you went through that.
Yes, and yeah, and I agree with Shar too. Every child that goes through that, they have at least, I say it like this, at least a murder victim only has to go through their shit once. I have to relive my childhood being fucking murdered for me every single day of my life for the rest of my life.
You know what's heartbreaking is when a child finally does come forward, victim finally does come forward, and they're not believed.
Yeah,
What that does to
I
the victim, like that's the
I
worst
can only imagine.
ever.
Yeah.
Fucking-
Like most likely they'll never come forward again if you do not trust them or if you don't believe them. You know what I mean? They're going to shut down and like who's going to believe me, right?
Mhm.
It's really sad. It's heartbreaking. It's the most messed up, screwed up feeling you could ever experience when somebody doesn't believe you.
Oh my God, Charbaddy.
It's horrible.
Yeah, it is, baby. Charbaddy says, I had to drive my dad alone by myself from jail to therapy twice a week for 3 months. The judge is the one that ordered it since my mom couldn't drive. Let that sink in. Let that fucking sink in, ladies and gentlemen. Let that sink in a little bit. She had to drive the fucking parasite that fucking raped her to and from therapy 2 times a week for 3 fucking months because the judge ordered it because her fucking mom couldn't drive. The motherfucker that raped her, she had to drive him to and from his therapy.
That was so hard. So, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry you went through that.
That's how our court systems classify what justice is. The first thing out of a prosecutor's mouth is, let's make a deal. I don't get to make a deal and get my innocence back now, do I? So fuck you making a deal with
Unless it
them.
has to do with drugs or murder, whatever, they see it as not a big deal. We'll just, make money off of them, let them out of jail, give them a house and a job, and
Well, shit, RC, are you still here? I'm still waiting for you to come up. That's the only reason why I'm going on like this.
I have no faith in the system. I really don't.
Yep.
It's
Oh,
hard
I
for me.
don't either. I agree because, like I have said before, my biological father was in with the cops, and they helped hide him, so he was never prosecuted. Nothing was ever done to him.
It's horrible.
He had a whole nother and went and had a whole nother family. I mean, I probably have siblings. Me and my brother probably have siblings that we don't know about. I mean, he's passed away in 2012, and that was you know, like you said, that's when I felt like I could breathe. But as
Yeah.
far as
Yeah.
I don't feel like I ever had innocence because it happened from an infant to 7 years old. I don't know what that is.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. RC, my brother, my wise friend. How are you,
Hey,
sir?
RC.
Hi, how you guys doing?
Oh, you know, we're hanging in there. I've been catching some fucking bullets though here these last few months there, RC. You know, I actually had a couple of pieces of shit literally come and attack me, calling me a pedophile and a fucking groomer, and like going balls to the wall at me. RC, can you? They're still going at this shit. Can you imagine that shit, RC?
Uh, Listen, I'm not amazed with anything anymore.
Yeah,
He
It's
probably knows
it's
who it
it's
is. Too.
facts of facts, you know. And
yeah,
I hate to say this, our innocent children have no fucking idea what's going on, and
yeah,
I blame every adult in America for this shit
Yeah.
because our
yeah,
children don't know any better. They're kids,
Exactly.
and America, especially the politicians, law enforcement, you name it, social workers, et cetera, they're the ones that continuously fail our children
yes,
on a daily
Absolutely.
basis.
yeah,
I don't care what anybody says. My thing is, you know, when I raised my beautiful twin daughters and my son, man, there's even family members, not that I'm saying I suspected that there was something wrong with them, but they were not responsible enough to take care of my kids when they were
Right.
3, 4, 5, 6. And I even was told once that by an aunt, she says, you need to let those kids breathe some air. And I said, what, your kind of fucking air? Listen, man, we gotta understand some adults are not responsible when it comes to your child. We
yeah,
are.
absolutely.
We're supposed to be responsible. But then again, we live in a world where some people will go out of their way to say, "Oh no, I don't know where the hell that kid got that shit from, but there's no way in hell so and so did this or so and so did that." But we treat our little children like they don't know nothing. Let me put this into perspective. Our
Go ahead,
children,
RC.
Hell
our
yeah.
children feel they may not know exactly what's right and wrong, but sometimes how can they when they haven't experienced it yet and somebody's not really teaching them, the adults, or spending time with their children to make
And
sure,
if not us, then who? You know.
yeah, you raise them along. They're not going to know everything of what adults are capable of, and some adults are just fucking foul. Let's not kid ourselves.
And
We got some
Yeah.
and it
disgusting
and it's sad that you
human
have to
beings.
warn them about evil people like that in the world, but you do. You have to let your children know that there's horrible people out there.
If you do not give your children tools and arm them, that there is fucking not everything's Disney and parades and unicorns, ladies and gentlemen. There's darkness and evil in this fucking world, and if you're not teaching it to your children,
They
they're
need to know what
fucked.
to do. They need to know what to do if something like that happens. What do you do? Who do you talk to? What do you know what I mean? You need to say
Yeah,
something. You need to tell people somebody. Don't let them scare you into not saying something.
Yeah,
literally,
and that,
there's a time and place for you when you're raising your child as
Right.
parents that you just let them know on a need to know basis.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. But we don't even do that anymore. You know what we do?
Exactly.
We let society dictate to the parents
We just have
what
hand
they
them a
feel.
device.
Yeah,
Hand them a
like
device.
we listen to the experts, but some of those experts have been guilty of such. Let's put it in perspective. Oh, newsflash. Oh, check out the late news tonight. We had a doctor who was molesting people while on a dentist chair. We had doctors molesting patients while he was, you know, supposedly checking them out for a physical. And these are adults, professionals at that.
Another one is
What
step parents. Big step
you
parents
know,
is a big percentage
uh,
too.
this is what I'm talking
You know,
about. And sometimes
so
when it comes to step parents, why do some of these parents insist that they don't believe their own biological child when they brought in somebody new into the picture of at one time the child, whoa, who's this guy, mom? Oh, he's a good guy, he's a nice guy, I met him, we're gonna get married, this and that. And sometimes that adult knows nothing about that adult that she's gonna marry or he's gonna marry.
Yep. and and
You
Exactly.
he,
know,
and the abuser loves that. That's what they go. You know what I mean? They thrive on that because they want to silence them into not saying anything to their other parent. You know what I mean?
because
If they
they
say
don't want to
something,
lose.
I'm gonna do this or that.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna say something, and I need you guys to let me completely finish what I'm saying before anybody jumps in, because this always sets people off. Okay, when you have a child with somebody and you separate and go your own ways, if you meet another significant other and you bring a step father, step mother, step brother, step sibling, step sister, if you bring a step into a relationship with your child, you raise your chances of your child becoming a sexual victim by 99%. Now, that's not saying that 99% of all steps are predators. That's saying that you raise the risk of your child becoming a victim of a step parent or sibling by 99 fucking percent.
Statistics say.
That's what the statistics have leveled out at for the last 15 years or more. 99% chance you raise the risk of your child becoming a victim when you bring a step parent or step family into your family. Don't believe me? Check it out your fucking selves, ladies and gentlemen. It's facts. That's all I talk over here. If I don't know it, I don't speak it. What I say on here is the fucking truth. Fact check it. Google it. Prove me wrong. You can't.
That doesn't mean every step parent is that way by any means. It really doesn't. But a big percentage of it happens in families like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really does.
I think that's why
It-
I've just stayed single to myself because at the state of the world, I don't trust anybody. And if I couldn't trust my family, who's to say that I can trust somebody else? I couldn't even, I had problems with his father, and I had to run. So that that was another trust issue. So I don't know. I feel that for now it's just better to be by myself.
and and I know it sucks. I know it sucks. Well, I don't personally know it sucks because I didn't have to raise my kids, single and all that shit. But I'm sure it's got to suck. But what would suck more? Being single until your kids move out of the house and they can fend for themselves on their own, and then get in a relationship, or get in a relationship and put your kid on the fucking front lines of being fucking violated.
You get that phone
No,
call.
because I went through it, and I don't want him to go through it. And I know he's safer if I'm by myself. I also don't like to be told what to do, so there's that.
Yeah, yeah. And
I
and you know
mean,
what, CFM's queen, I'm gonna address this right here too with you, sweetheart. I know exactly I know exactly what you're saying, and I'm sorry, but I will never block anybody's. I don't have any block. Well, I got some blocked words, but they're not words anybody else are gonna know on here. But I don't block anybody's comments in here. YouTube and StreamYard hate me because they know I don't make my community dumb shit down. We don't call rape grape. We don't call murder unalive. We call this shit what it is because it's serious. But this shit I feel the exact same way you do about the shit with them being on panels and shit. But I'm not the guy that's going to go anywhere and say, "Hey, you can't hang out over here with this because this person's over here." Now, I'm not saying that it makes me feel good, and I'm comfortable with seeing these motherfuckers up on panels with friends of mine and shit. But unfortunately, but I feel the same way you do, CFM's queen.
Yeah,
Like,
we don't have control over ourselves, unfortunately.
yeah,
Sometimes it sucks because we want to tell people and quit going over there, but
yeah. As much as I want to just shake these motherfuckers and say, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like,
they'll find out soon enough for themselves the kind of person they are.
they will,
Hopefully,
they will.
Like,
Yep.
there's really nothing else you can do about it, and it sucks
You know.
sometimes, huh?
Yeah. But so I don't know. I don't know if you know RC. I got another new channel. Because I had a piece of shit porn bomb me, and then he mass reported me, and then I lost my G2K channel. So now I got my new channel. It's called Mr. Awesome Amazing 420. That's me.
Okay. I saw you a couple of weeks ago talking about this topic,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then I didn't get any more notifications. So I I even asked Rich. I said, "Hey man, I seen K2 a long time." He told me, "Oh, I seen him on." So I checked, but I got this notification today,
Yeah.
and I'm like,
Steve,
"Okay, he's on."
can I get a moderator to drop my other channel link in here too, so RC can sub up to that one? And can I get somebody? RC, can you say hi down in the chat again, real quick? And everybody sub up to RC too. Like this dude, I was kind of weary about him at first. I was like, I don't know, this guy might be a little bit too knowledgeable for me. But then I was like, he grew on me. You know what I mean? No, I'm just kidding. RC's a fucking great. RC's a great guy, and
Good conversations.
have amazing conversation with him. So if you're not subbed up to RC, I gotta question you. Like, why the fuck not? You know what I mean?
Um,
Yeah, I hear you,
Miss
bro.
Chelsea's there.
Listen, I haven't done anything on my channel, even though it's there. I can go live. My computer is fucking up. I don't know how to exactly do it on the phone, but you know, I want to come out with some stuff. You know what I'm saying? And some people's, tell me you should go for it. But you know what? I could care less what anybody says out there. I'm
Yeah.
me. I do me. You do you. What I
like
don't
when you're
like
ready to
is,
do it, you'll do it when you're ready. Plain
yeah,
and simple, huh?
like I tell people, I said, listen, man, at the end of the day, if you don't know something and you don't know what you're talking about or your wife or anybody, do some research. It's
I agree.
simple.
Learn something.
You have all
Learn
the
something.
tools to make it
Yeah.
easy to find anything you choose to find. But my thing is, it's like, again, today's society, I hold all adults accountable for the shit that's
Yeah.
going on. And why isn't
Yeah.
anything being done about it?
I
Because
agree.
most adults don't give a damn. And I believe
Exactly.
that. They don't give a damn. They don't
Well,
want to admit
I don't
that
have kids. I don't have kids. Why do I care?
exactly. And again, I tell people sometimes, I say, remember, you was a kid also once. Don't you remember you being a child? Whether you was
Yeah.
loved correctly or you was shitted on or you was treated like a piece of shit. And do you ever wonder why? So when other people, talk about their lives or whatever, don't just go like, oh yeah, well, here we go, another person just, blah, blah, blah. And as an adult, all it really says is that you don't give a fuck. So why should anybody give a fuck about you and your
Exactly.
Right.
bullshit and your
Like,
excuses?
like I lucked out when it came to the parents department. My parents were naive. Okay. My parents were naive. They were young. And like I would have done anything to have somebody out there in the world like me doing what I'm doing now on YouTube
And it
doing
was
that
talked
at the
about
time.
back then.
And it wasn't talked about as much back then and shit. You know what I mean? Like it was literally shit that was swept under the rug. We don't want to embarrass the family. Now, I know my dad, and when I finally told my parents what happened to me at 16 years old, the first thing my dad did is he jumped up and he loaded up some shotguns and he said, "Let's go get this motherfucker." And well, we didn't. I'm glad. But
Vigilante justice doesn't even happen anymore because they protect him. They're protected.
like you can literally be charged for a hate crime for beating up somebody who raped a child. Think about that. That's the society that we live in now, ladies and gentlemen. Whose fault is that? Whose
Yeah,
fucking
look.
fault is that?
Homeless people on the streets, but yet they'll hook these pedophiles up with a job and a car and
Change their names, give them a new credit score, cater
Well, it
to their
goes all the way up to
jobs.
government. They're in the government.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And they don't say
it's,
nothing. But then
it's
but
disgusting.
then they beg you to vote them into office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
So again, I
They
blame
don't give a
adults.
shit what they don't give a shit what the people want or anything. They just want to do what they want to do and let these pedophiles just nothing happen to them.
Yeah.
Because they're either pedophiles themselves or something's weird with it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
But you
With
notice also what they do, and they do a great job at this. Before they believe the child, they
I
go
don't
to
know.
themselves as the adults first, and then they go about character. A child
Yep.
doesn't have a character. A child has what you call, I want to play. I want to play with toys. I want to
I
do
want to be
this.
a
I want to do
child.
that.
Exactly.
I want to be, uh, uh, play with my parents, this and that, whatever, et cetera, et cetera. But you notice that, like, the laws they try to pass in California, and I don't know if they did, oh, no, we don't consider that, uh, uh, child molestation. We call that, what do they try to call it? It says
Sexual
just,
battery, sexual
no,
battery, something like
they
that.
try
Yeah.
to claim that it was a lifestyle. A what?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Or lewd
Yeah.
Yeah.
conduct or
No.
And
Literally. I'm a minor attracted people.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
Motherfucker,
yeah.
come to me and come to me as an adult and tell me you're having fantasies about my fucking underage child and watch what's gonna fucking happen to your life in front of me.
exactly.
Yep. Yes.
During COVID, they passed a law to where it legalized it in California.
So what does
Wow.
that say to what should that say about American adults that we live in a sick society? That
Mhm.
remember, adults passed this law. They went
Yeah.
into the
Yeah.
fucking state house and says, we're gonna do this, and then we're not gonna charge them or hold them accountable because
Yeah.
we got a lot of people in jail because they're doing horrible shit to children, and
And they
we're
make
supposed
money
to
off
like
of
the
them.
rest. Yeah, the rest of us
It's
are
about
supposed to
money.
say, okay, what? This
Yep.
shit is sickening.
They don't give a shit about what's right or wrong. It's about the money and the power to them. They just don't. Yeah.
In every state,
The system
in
sucks.
every state in the United States of America, they either have already done, in the process of, or will be very currently building annexes to every state and federal penitentiary in the nation, capable of housing hundreds and hundreds of registered convicted sex offenders in their own little dormitories in state prisons, in their own bunk rooms, in their own cafeterias, their own gyms where they're
All you gotta do is pull up your area, your area map, and that says it all right there. Just gonna be red dots
get on
everywhere.
the National Sex Offender Registry, type in your fucking address and watch them fucking Christmas lights pop up all over the fucking place. Keep in mind though, that's only
It'll blow your
usually
mind how
that's
many
usually
rednecks are on
that's
the
usually only in a 3-mile radius, and those red dots only represent people who have been caught, convicted,
You can
went to prison, and have been released back out into society as a registered sex offender.
You can look at a 3 or 5 or 7 mile radius around your residence or whatever, and it'll show you how many.
And that's just in your little area, ladies and gentlemen.
And you can sign up for
Oh,
alerts
yeah.
too.
There's
This
quite a
is
few around
something.
here.
Yeah, this is something.
And they're around schools. They're housing them around schools. That's another thing.
There is a middle school 2 miles away from my apartment where I live right now. Right next door to this middle school with 6th, 7th, and 8th grade children attending it is an apartment complex that's got 16 apartments, 8 on one side and 8 on the other. And 14 out of the 16 residents in this apartment complex are registered fucking sex offenders, ladies and gentlemen. They're not allowed to live within 1,000 feet of a school or a place whose primary business has to deal with children. They have a chain link fence separating them from hundreds and hundreds of
And
children
if you ask them
who do
about it,
PE.
and if you ask them about it, you know what they say?
We don't have
We're
time.
running out of, or we don't have time.
We don't have-
to go check on
We
them.
don't. Oh, he's been non-compliant for 19 months? Well, good luck on trying to get us to get up off our fucking ass and go arrest these motherfuckers who are committing federal felonies when they stay non-compliant. Ladies and gentlemen,
And they're the ones that made up the rule, not to be housed around schools or a certain amount of feet around schools, right? But yet they're housing them there. Like, you guys are the ones that made the rule, so what the fuck is going on here? You know what I mean? What's really going on?
and see, and I know this for a
I
fact.
don't care.
I know this for a fact because the cocksucker that did this shit to my wife and the motherfucker that did this shit to me, they act, ironically enough, they lived in the exact same small town. They were both non-compliant on the sex offender registry. My wife's parasite was, I think, non-compliant for 14 months or 19 months. And my abuser was non-compliant for 14 months. My wife's was non-compliant for 19 months. I called the local police department, gave them their physical fucking addresses, and you know what they said? He laughed at me.
It's like, what are we supposed to do about
He's
it?
like, what do you want me? I ain't got time to do this. What the fuck you mean? But if I would have called the cops and said, I'm standing on a street corner with a meth pipe, guess what? I'm public enemy number fucking 1. Doesn't that
Exactly.
seem a little fucking backwards? Doesn't that seem a little fucking twisted?
Or I just beat this child molester up for touching this kid, and
I just beat
guess what?
the-
you're gonna get 20 years, 30 years in prison for
You're going to be
beating up
charged.
this child
You're
molester.
going to be charged with a fucking hate crime for beating up somebody who raped your daughter. Let that
It's fucked
fucking
up, man. They're
sink in, ladies and gentlemen. This is something, and I cannot say or stress this enough, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot say it and stress it enough. If we all don't stand up 6 years ago, this will become the new normal in America, ladies and gentlemen.
It shouldn't matter if you have kids or not. Like any kid should matter, and you
Should be
should want to look out for any child. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter if it's your child or not. All children matter. They're our future. They're supposed to be our future. Like, let's act like it. You know what I mean? For real. People need to come together, and we just need to do more.
I've only got 2 biological children. But I'm telling you right now that I know I will never even meet 1% of anybody who has ever reached my message has reached when it comes to children. And I'm telling you, every one of them crush me and devastate me like it was my own child. And if you don't get lit like that about somebody, male or female, sexually fucking raping a child. Sorry. Thank you, baby.
No.
You need your fucking head examined or a fucking 9mm put through it. That's
If
what
you
I think.
stand with
That's how I
them, you
feel.
should get the same consequence. if you're willing to sit there and be quiet and let it happen and not say anything or not help the child, then you should get the same consequence. That's
If
just
not-
my
Like,
opinion.
If not
you
worse,
see
if
either the
not
solution
worse.
or the problem is what, like, for real, you're either part of the problem or solution.
Exactly.
And if you want to try to stand up and push people down that do this kind of shit, you're on the same level for me as a motherfucking pedophile.
Exactly.
How fucking dare you?
Yeah, and like putting that jacket on people that aren't that way or that are trying to make it do the opposite. That, like, shame on you. You are worse. You are just as bad as the pedophile.
Tell me I'm lying, RC. Tell me I'm lying, RC.
Yeah, just go throw that on people
Oh, hell no. And the thing that
without
gets me,
proof.
right? How many stories have we heard that, oh yeah,
Yeah.
they picked this guy up and failure to register, failure to register, failure to register.
Right.
But then when you tell them, hey, this guy, he failed to register, like you said, they laugh at you. These are the other fucked up adults in our society who
Right.
don't give
Right.
a fuck.
Right.
It's almost like literally saying, we don't give a fuck about them kids. They weren't my kids. Who cares?
Exactly.
Is that where we at now?
Right.
Is that what we call a functioning society or a
Fuck.
dysfunctional one?
Defunct.
This shit is sickening.
It
It
is.
really is.
I mean,
That's
they want
what
to
we
control.
call. Go ahead. Go ahead, Gothy.
They want to control the population. Why don't we start with the fucking pedophiles and the groomers and everybody that wants to stand for them? Let them go, so that we can have a better future and outcome for these children.
Maybe it's time for us to overthrow our government because
Maybe.
when,
It
you know what I
really
mean, that
is.
is our duty, right?
Look.
Yeah,
See,
it
there's
really
this
is.
thing. There's this
Yeah.
thing. There's this thing that people forget. It's called citizens arrests, ladies and gentlemen. Citizen arrests, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm not saying go out and be vigilantes, but I am saying
More people need to come together and we need to start doing more
get
about
on your city's sex offender registry,
those things you can do.
and in the very last column, after it says their height, their weight, their name, their location, all that shit, the very last box on there, it'll say C or NC. All those NCs means that motherfucker is not compliant with the rules and regulations that were set for him or her to abide by society and our government, to say, this is what you got. So you know what you do? You fucking find out where they fucking live. You wait for them to walk out their fucking door, and you place them under citizen's arrest, and you call the fucking cops and say, now arrest the motherfucker.
'Cause listen,
He's committing a felony.
These consequences, but yet they're not sticking to them. They're not sticking to them. The consequences that they set for these pedophiles, and it's a huge problem. It really is so huge that
This is the biggest. I don't give a fuck. Fuck global warming. Fuck illegal immigrants coming into the country. Our country and every country in the world's biggest fucking problem is pedophilia, ladies and gentlemen.
because our kids are our future, and like they're not doing enough about it. They just, I don't know.
At the
I really
rate-
have a hard time with this one.
At the
I
rate
agree
we're
with you,
at,
Sugar.
at the rate we're at right now, by 2030, our society. Listen. Just listen. By 2030, 87% of every American human being from birth to 90 will have had experienced some sort of sexual fucking abuse in their lifetime, at least once. 87% of almost 400 million fucking people, ladies and gentlemen.
Like, it is the biggest problem in our country, and people want to act like it doesn't exist or that it's not that big of a problem.
It's only the second most profitable illegal trade in the United States, ladies and gentlemen. The drug trafficking and it's $286 billion a year industry, ladies and gentlemen. How many children go missing every year out of foster care systems and are never seen again? 56,000 plus a year, ladies and gentlemen, are never seen again from birth to 17 years old. Where the fuck are they going, ladies and gentlemen? I ask you this.
Well,
I ask you the biggest
look
question.
at when
What
they
are you going to do about it? What's that, RC?
look at what they when
See
Cash
if
Patel, new FBI director, he said we recovered 4,000 children in less than a year, and our politicians didn't even clap. There was no acknowledgement like, "Hey, job well done." They just don't give a fuck, and that is sad.
area.
I think
That's only in one area. Imagine everywhere else how many there would be,
exactly.
Huh.
Like they say, so many teenagers, uh, they put out numbers. Oh, in New York City, 700 children or teenagers disappeared, but they don't know. But they consider them runaways, and then they just go, "Oh well,
Yep.
Right.
we'll catch up with them later. They'll turn up."
And you know what? 90% of those children that get marked as runaways, they're not runaway, ladies and gentlemen.
It's because they don't
Fuck
want to
no.
do their job and they just want to use that as whatever so they don't have to do their job. They don't give a fuck.
They
Yes,
don't care.
They
excuse.
just don't care.
They've been trafficked.
Especially when people don't report when they go missing. That's the sad part. Like when like their own parents or family members don't report that they're missing. And
Yeah,
then
we have a lot of that too.
like what the fuck?
Yeah.
We have a lot of that too. That they just don't. The parents don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Or they're like, "Oh yeah, at least he's not around here fucking up." And my daughter left last Tuesday. I don't know where she's at. Just like I'm glad they pushed that law in Florida that they come home and they check up on you. Where's your child? Well, he ain't been home in 2 weeks. Well, let's see, he's a teenager. He hasn't been to school, this and that. And you never bothered to call us? They're locking up the parents. And people are
they ask,
bitching
have they done
about
this
the
before?
parents getting locked up. I'm like, you see the
Yeah.
problem? It's the adults.
And
It's the
if they
parents.
did
Yeah.
it before in the past, then they'll be like, well, they probably just ran away again.
And if they ran away before in the past, well, that's the first thing they go to. And it's the runaway. Who gives a fuck? It's just, who gives a fuck, ladies and gentlemen? It's just a child.
They'll be back.
And that's the
It's
fucking
just a
problem.
child. And
You
that's
know,
a fucking
that's a-
problem.
and they ask stupid questions, or has he done, or has she or he done this before? Yeah, a few times, and I call you fuckers, and you guys didn't even show up. Again, adults run this society, and we're doing a pathetic job. But we claim
Yeah.
we're the best at what? Doing what? What are we doing? Nothing.
And the wait 24 hours bullshit, I think is bullshit. It should not be
Yeah.
wait 24 hours. When they are missing, it should be called and done at that moment. And see, I think that's why
Immediately.
people don't call is because we've been told so many times. I've heard, oh, well, you got to wait 24 hours before we can do anything. The
Yeah.
fuck you
Yeah.
mean
But
we
you
got
know
to
what?
wait
But
24 hours?
you know what really gets me? You know what really gets me? On some of these higher profile cases, I'm not going to name any of them, but so a child goes missing, okay? Then a parent, it's been beaten to their brains. You can't report it for 24 hours. You got to wait 24 hours. So they wait for 24 hours to report. They wait 24 hours to report this child missing, and then it's like, why did you wait 24 hours? Why did you wait 24 hours to report your child missing? What the fuck do you mean?
Exactly.
But if a rich child disappears, the
Bang.
FBI, Homeland Security, everybody comes out looking for that one child because he belongs to somebody famous.
Yeah.
Get the fuck
It-
out of
There's
here.
certain requirements to be put on the Amber Alert.
Yeah, like an Amber Alert when a child goes missing. There's 10 criteria that a child has to meet in order for them to issue an Amber. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, it's so it's just all so fucked up, man.
But I can tell you
Hey,
there's 5
then,
crackheads. I can tell you there's 5 crackheads hiding behind a fucking garbage can on South 5th and pinpoint where they're at, and they'll be there in an instant. Let's get these the low lights.
yep.
School, right? If next to a school.
Oh, especially if they're next to a school, they'll bring out SWAT, the special services, fucking the Green Berets. They'll bring out the whole for a fucking crackhead, ladies and gentlemen.
School zone, but yeah, a pedophile can live right next door, and it's okay.
And you know the crazy thing that really twists this all into a confuddlement? A crackhead is 80% more likely to turn their fucking life around and never touch crack again than a fucking pedophile is going to change their life around because a child molester, pedophile, it's a 98.9% reoffend rate, ladies and gentlemen.
They have been able to not find no cure. There's no cure for a pedophile. It never goes away. The want to touch a child never goes away. There's nothing, no medication. There's nothing
No,
that gets rid of that.
Because see, the sick thing about that is it's not always about the sexual gratification of an ejaculation or a climax. It's the control factor. It's the mental mind fuck.
Yep.
It's the control.
I looked
It's
up
like
studies.
castration.
And that's why chemical castration does not work, ladies and gentlemen.
Can't do it on a female.
And even if it did, you can only chemically castrate 1/2 of the sex offenders.
Male.
And that's the men, ladies. You can't chemically castrate a female.
And there are a lot of female predators too. So
Look at how many teachers are getting busted. How many of them are male and how many of them are female, ladies and gentlemen?
live
Exactly.
on that. So
I did a deep dive into it for staff and looked up, and it said that there's something in the brain that can't be fixed. There's no medication. There's nothing that, even like you were saying, castration doesn't work. So the only logical thing is for them to be worm food. If there's
And
no
then-
medication, they can't
Now,
change
now,
it.
now, see, this is kind of a slippery slope here because now we're kind of treading in the area, in the direction in the swimming pool that says, if you've been sexually abused, you're going to be a sexual abuser because because that's
I've heard
kind of
that.
where I know we're not deliberately treading in that direction, but the current is strong in this. And that's where these conversations go. And I'm telling you right now, when you are abused as a child sexually, there comes a point in time that you, as the abused, make a fucking decision
break the cycle or keep
whether you're gonna fucking carry on with the cycle because you can't see a fucking separation between it's wrong and right, or you're gonna fucking smash the cycle.
That's why it makes me mad when people say, well, if you've been abused, then you're most likely going to be an abuser. No, that's not the case. That's not how it works.
Well, I've been
That's
abused by
not always the
I've been
case.
sexually violated. I've been sexually violated by 3 different people, 2 females and 1 male. And I'm telling you right now, I am the furthest motherfucking thing away from a pedophile.
It makes me angry when people say that. It's like, do your research. You obviously haven't done your research.
Obviously.
Because
Exactly.
that's not the case.
Obviously.
Yeah, exactly.
But the fucked up part, and that's interesting, what you just said, K2. The
Ain't it?
interesting part is that some of these motherfuckers that been abused, and once they become adults, they'll actually justify their abuse by
Yes,
saying they were
absolutely.
abused, and then they'll turn
Absolutely.
around and say, "Well, fuck that, it happened to me,"
Yeah.
Exactly.
and we allow it.
Yep.
Now that's the person that we should go to get a real understanding of what really went on in his or her life.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then maybe
see where they decided to make that change to go in which direction or not.
yeah. And again, it is a choice, but the way evil works sometimes,
Oh
when
yeah.
a person says, I don't give a fuck, they did it to me. Just like, remember doing the beginning of the AIDS thing. You have people saying, well, I got HIV, fuck it, I'm going to go fuck as many, people as I can because they gave it to
Yep.
me. Uh, humans got to understand, man, it's not always about just you.
It's
It's
not.
about everybody else. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my fuck,
But
RC, I fucking love you, bro.
You have to start making your own choices and making choices when you become an adult. So you're responsible for the choices you make when you become an adult.
yep,
You know what I mean? So that only you can only use that for so long, and then when you're an adult now, so why you still
Be,
doing it, or why you continuing it? You know what I mean?
be accountable for your
So,
own actions. You can't be
exactly,
accountable
exactly.
for somebody else's actions, whether it was done like what was done to me. I have chose to break the cycle, and I won't let anything to happen to my children. And
Right.
so I broke
Because
that.
let me cut you off. I'm sorry, Miss Causey. Let
No,
me
go
cut you
on.
off real quick. Because let's fucking be honest here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's call this what it really is. This thing called pedophilia, you're not born a pedophile. I don't care what anybody says. Becoming, it's a fucking learned behavior. It's a learned behavior.
Yeah.
Period.
100, 100.
If
Yep.
there were motherfuckers out there teaching children,
There's
well
signs to
then,
look for
you know.
behaviors
What's
to
up,
look
Johnny?
for. When you start seeing certain
Yeah.
behaviors that little kids don't
Said
see,
2:30.
you need to look into it
You said 2:30.
and do your research into it. You know what I mean? Why is this child acting this
Okay,
way?
we're good.
This isn't
We're good.
normal. You know what I mean? There's things you look for, signs, like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you need to look into it. And I don't know. I'm just saying, a lot of parents they just give them a phone or a device and say, "Here you go." You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Just get out of
Sugar,
my
the
hair.
device. Exactly, sugar. The device becomes the babysitter. The device becomes, oh, here, let's occupy you because I don't want to deal with you. I mean,
Yep.
it, it-
Yep.
and we don't. And it's not just give them a device. They don't monitor the device. They don't see who their children are talking to, who they're associating with, what they're doing on the internet, what games they're playing. They got free roam. Now,
And
now
even
this is
though there's all these red flags, they just choose to. I don't want. I'm just gonna act like I don't. It's
yeah,
doesn't
it
that I
doesn't
don't notice
exist.
it. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't.
'Cause they don't want to get involved or whatever this dumbass reason is. But yeah.
I agree with
So,
you.
I have a question.
yes, sir.
I have a question for you parents out there. I mean, really, you love your wife, wife loves husband. You decide to have kids. I mean, is it really that fucking bad to have children? And then is it really that bad to spend time with your children? Not just buy them toys, because when this electronic age popped up, I noticed a drastic change. But when it came to my house, when I was raising my young, I saw a fight 2 days after I bought that fucking game. You know what I did? I took that game, removed it from the console, put it in the closet. I said, you guys can play with this game on Friday if you finish your homework, and on Saturday if your homework is done.
Oh yeah.
And then it went back in the closet Sunday night because I
Right.
knew there was some how you say damages on his way, which was gonna have your kids fuss over it, fight over it, start calling each other's names. I mean, imagine 5, 6 year old. Oh, you stupid, whatever. And I didn't like what I saw. And although my wife at the time, she said, "Oh, but it's just a game." Yeah, exactly. It's just a game, and it's going in the fucking closet because I don't want my kids learning how to disrespect each other's, even though they might have not known right from wrong exactly. This is something that parents shouldn't tolerate. Get rid of this shit. Now, 40
priority
years later,
responsibilities come first,
yeah,
and then
40
you get to have
years,
fun. Yeah.
yeah, 40 years later, we got countries talking about we're putting on how you say, if you have a teenager, he can't get on the computer anymore. Australia already posted. Now they're talking about this in America. If your kid is underage, it's up there. But you know what? Sadly, most American parents will say that they don't agree with it and they're going to allow their children to get on the
Yep.
computer anyway.
Like with
They're gonna
Roblox, like with
Yeah,
Roblox.
they're gonna
That's
set up
perfect
account. They're
example.
gonna set up accounts for their children to break the law.
Roblox is a
Exactly.
huge one.
Yeah, I was just gonna say Roblox sugar. Yeah. My
Yeah.
son, he had a tablet and that when he was younger and it was an Amazon tablet. I controlled it. I could, shut it off, which he still has it, but he doesn't have free reign to it. He gets it when he gets his chores done, but he's got to go outside because we do a garden. He goes outside. He doesn't get that constantly because I could see that he started getting an attitude. Well, you're going to get an attitude with
Mhm.
me. You're not going to get the tablet. You're going to scream. You're going to be just. You're not going to get it. You're not going to get your tablet. You're not going to get the TV. I mean, like I said, I don't have cable or
But
anything.
there's a lot of parents that don't monitor their stuff though, and that's the
Exactly, and that's the problem.
huge problem. Yeah.
That's a
Like
major
it's
problem.
and that's on the parents, like I'm sorry, but there's a lot of parents that really need to
Step their
Yeah,
fucking
I
game up.
mean,
be fucking parents.
yeah,
Yeah.
they do.
Let's speak the truth, but nothing but the truth. I consider those
Right.
parents who allow their kids to just have their way with the electronics and everything, et cetera, et cetera. I would have to say they really don't give a fuck.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
don't.
Yeah. Exactly.
I seen.
Like what happened to going outside and doing things outside, like that's what we did when we were younger. We had to go outside and play and don't come back until the street light comes back on.
Yeah, exactly.
RC, let me
Find
ask.
something to do. Find something to
RC,
do.
let me ask you a question. How many different fucking games do you know how to play with a stick and a rock? I rest my
For
fucking
real.
case. I rest my case, ladies and gentlemen.
Listen, my daughters, when they were in college, and they say, shit, dad is sitting home alone with a dog. So they decided to buy me an Xbox. And yeah, I fuck around with it, but it was the only game I knew how to kill zombies. Remember that game? Shooting
Resident
up the
Evil, buddy.
zombies.
Yeah.
And when they came home on the second year from college, they go, holy shit, they checked the console and they said, damn, Dad, you killed over 2 million zombies? And I'm like, what are you talking about? It says it right here. I said, oh, you can
Yeah.
see how many zombies? I said, damn, I'm on the road, bro. Yeah, I gotta kill these fucking zombies, man. We gotta get rid of these zombies. But it was a joke at the end of the day. But then I said to myself, damn, am I
I
on
spent
this fucking, this shit
Right?
is
Like,
crazy, man.
how much
right?
time?
Like,
How much
wow,
time did I
didn't seem
spend
like that
killing
much time
two?
went by, huh?
I spent how much time killing 2 million fucking electronic characters on a TV screen through a console?
Imagine how many
2
pedophiles I
million.
could kill in that amount of
You
time.
know? Yeah, you know what I mean?
Just
And the
Oh
shit
yeah.
is, I didn't feel it. And again, I didn't feel like I was like, hey, I played a couple hours a couple of times a week. And then
right.
it got less and less because I got bored because I'm not this guy, I'm not,
No,
and I still
let's
once
call
in a
shit what
blue
it is
moon
over
I
here,
turn it
RC.
on.
RC, let's call shit like it is over here, okay? It's called brass tacks over here, okay? And let's admit it. You killed 2 million fucking zombies, RC. No shit, you were bored.
Just imagine.
You know what I mean? Like
The games are
Well,
made.
well, that happens when you're home alone with a dog.
Like,
Even the
like
dog
where
was
does the
probably
time
looking at me
go?
going,
Where does the time
"Hey,
go?
dude, when you getting off that fucking game and pay me some attention?" I'm like,
Says-
this felt like
sometimes
okay,
sucks.
time
Grab
back to
your
the
flies
phone or
game.
something. Well, man.
Sometimes time flies by. You know what
Oh,
I mean?
yeah.
You don't even
Yeah.
see it flying by, it just flies by.
Yeah. Like, I can't believe I'm going to share this story with you guys, but I'm an open book. There was one time, like, everybody knows I'm in recovery. My wife and I are going on 15 fucking years. And I'm not talking about some easy shit. My wife and I are going on 15 years of clean time for being off methamphetamine. There was one time we were getting fucking high right before we got off all the shit that we literally sat in my apartment. It seemed like about 8 hours. It was 3 fucking days later that we came crawling out of that fucking apartment. 4 of us were like, what do you mean it's Thursday, dude?
Horrible.
You know what I mean?
Horrible.
Yep.
Crazy shit.
Like, wow, how come my skin's so white? Like how long
fuck.
has it been?
When's the last time I put some fucking deodorant on? You know? Like,
Well, when was the last time you took a shit?
Right?
probably about 5 days before that, you know?
28 something, for fuck's sake.
You know? But we're rolling up on 2 hours here. RC, you know you're my bud. You know you're my bro. You know I got nothing but love and respect for you. You know you're always welcome over here. And on my new channel.
Likewise, brother.
I only went
Likewise.
the extra hour because you're here, because I usually only hold these ones at an hour long. But it's always a pleasure to have you here. It's always good to hear your voice, RC, and it's always good to have your wisdom and opinion floating around in my head for days after these conversations.
Yeah, and please make sure you sub up to his other channel
Okay, you got it.
so you get notifications.
Because my other channel, like I do karaoke and shit. Like I don't always do just serious shit here on YouTube. I do try to break it up a little bit because it gets to be too much for me. And like we just have some fun and shit. Like, you know, we battle. I want to buy. Mike Hood stood me up. He was supposed to fucking debate me on flat Earth or not, but he didn't show up. He pussed out.
Oh yeah, I was waiting for that. Yeah, I remember.
I set it all up, and he's like, "You set it up on the wrong day." I said, "I set it up on the motherfucking day you said to set it up,
He
bro."
was totally acting like you didn't.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't know what he was talking about.
He's like, "What?" Like, well, he's like looking at me like I did. I'm like, "Fuck you." Even Raider Richard's like, "No, fuck you, bro. He's got it set up for right now. You better get your ass over there." He's like, "I told him tomorrow." No, motherfucker, you didn't.
Like, wow, you must be scared or something because that's crazy.
But I'm gonna get out of here. RC, it's always a pleasure having you here. Miss Gothy, thank you for always supporting me. CFM's Queen, everybody in chat today. Remember what we came here for today, and tomorrow you might want to bring a fucking helmet because I'm taking a sledgehammer to the face tomorrow. So
And you guys should really check out the map in your area.
yes, and I can't stress it enough. If you want to get kind of an idea of how things are in your city, get on the NSOR, National Sex Offender Registry website, type in your address, and watch the Christmas tree light bulbs blow up all over the fucking screen. And remember, those are only the ones that have been caught, ladies and gentlemen. Imagine how many invisible Christmas lights are in between each one of those other lights that you see on your screen. And actually, I'm going to throw a challenge out there for everybody that's here today and whoever hears this. Tomorrow, I want to see how many people actually look up their sex offender registry, and I want to hear numbers in your 5-mile radius from your house, how many registered sex offenders there are in your neighborhood.
And I'm telling you, it's going to blow your mind. That some of the houses around your block, the blocks of your house or whatever, it's going to blow your mind how many there are. It's bad. It's a really bad everywhere.
And I'm like Family Watchdog and Watchdog.com. Those are all good, but I'm telling you, the most legit and reliable one that's out there is the NSOR, National Sex Offender Registry.
Get notifications like when one moves in close to you.
Period.
They'll give you a notification to let you know who it is.
So
all that
let's
stuff.
see what the numbers are like tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. With that in
Yeah,
mind, remember, ladies and gentlemen, one
K2,
child is
can
one
you
too
put
many.
can you put that website again?
Yep, it's NSOR
Stands for National Sex Offender
NSOR dot org, I believe. .gov. .gov. It's either nsor.gov or nsor.g or .org. But you don't even have to put the dot in there after it. Just tap in National Sex Offender Registry and it'll bring it up.
And it'll ask you to type in your city, your state, and all
No,
that
I
stuff.
was
and then
talking about your I was talking about
my
your other
other
channel.
my other channel.
channel.
Can I get one of my moderators, one of my awesome and amazing moderators, to drop my channel, my other channel
Yeah,
link in there again for me, please, real quick?
I checked that shit out years ago, bro. And even though they're not allowed to live in city housing, man, I was like, holy shit. You
I
got
dropped
prisons around the fucking corner, up the street.
And it's disgusting.
And
And
I saw some faces. When I
yep,
saw some of the faces, I said, holy shit, who would have
I know
known?
this motherfucker.
Like when you
You,
see
you
some of
know?
them you went to school with and shit on there, huh?
Yeah.
You're like, oh
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah.
All right.
I dropped
What
your other
the
channel,
fuck?
G2K.
Okay, RC Miss Gothy just dropped my other channel down there in the chat. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, that's just the ones that have been caught, ladies and gentlemen. That's just the
That's the
ones
one
that
that
have been
says
caught.
Mr. Austin, amazing and amazing.
Mr. Awesome Amazing 420, that's me, because I am awesome
Okay,
and amazing.
got you.
You know why I call myself awesome and amazing? Because this community and my other community, the channel I lost, they always told me I was awesome and amazing. So I was like, I ran with it. Look it.
Now he's
I
got an
didn't.
ego, and now he's got an ego.
Now I got an ego, and that's my community. And I got an ego. I got an ego because my community gave it to me. Now, see, I can't stress this enough. There is.
He's like, why are you getting mad at me? You guys are the ones that gave
Yeah,
me this
don't
ego.
be getting. Don't be. Oh, G2K, you're an egotistical prick. You guys are the ones that gave me the fucking ego. Don't be mad at me for you guys giving me something. Like for real. But there's a difference between a healthy ego and a not healthy ego. See how I did that? I'm just telling you. That's because I'm awesome and amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, for the last time today, this is Get to Know Stop. And remember, that stop stands for something. It stands for Standing Tough on Pedophilia. Standing tough on pedophilia, ladies and gentlemen. Are you with me or not? See you tomorrow, ladies and
Amen.
gentlemen.
Respect.